Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you. Showtime! Woo! 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 Styling and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the T.O.P. From the 313, and by my side is my main man, my toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. Happy Monday to you. Happy Victory
That's
Monday
right.
to you and all of Bill's Mafia out there.
Happy Victory Monday, brother.
Yeah, bro. Happy Victory Monday to you, man. It feels good, man. Like I've calmed down a little bit because we have still more games to go, right? Like on to the next. But man, it feels good to get that game over with. Because I said going into the playoffs, the one team besides the Chiefs, and I get that the Chiefs are still that team, but the one team that I felt like we didn't match up the best against was the Ravens because of their physical play, because of the way they run the ball. You know, that RPO that Lamar and Derrick Henry do, they do it so good.
Which they didn't do. They only did 8 times last night.
They didn't do a lot, right? And it obviously helped us out. But I went back in that game, man, and I know when we were talking post game, sometimes we miss things. And that's why it's always good to go back and watch film or watch highlights again. I got to say, Damar Hamlin played better than I thought.
I will tell you, I went back and watched the whole game today.
Yeah.
I was a prisoner moment last night. I thought Sean McDermott coached better than I gave him credit for.
Yeah.
I thought Joe Brady's scheme was better than I gave him credit for last night. I understood what they were trying to do and why they did. I still think they should have put the ball in Josh's hands a little bit more, but I understand what they were doing. And you don't really catch that in while you're going through and watching it live, but you do catch it a lot, you know. So Spin is here. I am here to say, you know, last night I was killing McDermott for kicking the field goal. I do wish they still had the killer instinct, but I wish that killer instinct came on 3rd down, not 4th down. I completely understand why they kicked it.
Right. No, I get it too. I that's why I told you I was on the fence with it initially. But I do agree with the decision. I want to play this for you real quick. This clip, because you weren't on the pregame, and this is when by the way, I did make a video of this today because I promised I would to this individual. So I'm going to go ahead and play this here real quick, and then we'll get on to the comments. Yep. Let's see here. What's he saying here now? Stop dreaming, King Henry. I will say this, too. Anyone that's – they never do, by the way. They never do. But if you're in here and you're a Baltimore fan, whatever, I go live post-game, win or lose, right away. I'm probably the first podcast that goes live literally like 5 minutes after the game ends. I'm here. Yeah. And I have no problem with you guys coming back on. And if we lose, listen, it is what it is. Be respectful. But you can come on here and be like, hey, I told you, King, whatever the hell you got to say. But if we win, I expect the same thing. Come on back. But you never do.
That's true.
It never happens. And I'm always telling you guys, I'm not hiding. I'm right here. I told win or lose. I take it, man. So come back, please. Win or lose, and you can tell. We'll talk then. We will talk then. But I understand listen, I get you're going to be confident with your team. I understand. Be back. Capital letters again. If losers want to pout, and listen, man, you better be back.
Or Cabo recommendation.
Listen, I will hold you to this, bro. Matter of fact, dude, if we win and you're not back, I will clip this motherfucking part of this live stream, and I will throw your ass. I will throw your ass right on YouTube, Cyborg, and I will make it. I will make you like, dude. I swear to you, I will make you famous. I'll call you out, boy. So you better show up, because if we lose, bro, I'll be here. I promise you. All right. So the ball's in your court now to show up or not. All right.
That's it.
So remember, right after the game, I don't want no fucking excuses. You're not here. I'm throwing your ass right on YouTube, bro. You're going right on it as the biggest baby, crybaby, whiner, whatever you are.
I take it you lived up to your word and you clip that.
Absolutely, I did. They deserve it. It's the first time I ever did that, and I may have to do that again, because we will get more
Cyborg
people.
is actually one that has come in quite a few times.
Yeah, well, he didn't come in last night.
Nope. Matthew, welcome. I'm glad you were able to make it to the live show tonight.
Yep.
That is
I
awesome.
appreciate you.
I hated the multiple screenplays. I'll tell you one thing. I went back and watched that one to Dawson Knox on multiple angles.
Oh,
if he goes left, it's open.
Yeah, he just got caught up. He took the wrong direction.
Took the wrong angle. If he goes left, really, they perfectly blocked it up.
I mean, on the fumble from Mark Andrews, if he just goes, instead of going east and west, whatever he was doing, right? He has so much room there to run. He probably has another at least 10 yards of field, 5-10 yards. I don't know what he was doing. He had a bad game. He had a really bad game. Chose the wrong direction. And Bernard, as smart as he was, he didn't go for the tackle. He went to the ball. He knew he had players on that side. He knew Mark Andrews wasn't going to get anywhere, even if he missed even if the ball didn't come out. But back to DeMar, I was going to say the play that, if you go back, the fumble on Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't make that tackle, Lamar has a ton of open field there. A ton. So you got to, and by the way, too, that is tougher than it looks, because he stood his ground. He didn't bite really on that pump fake. He didn't jump in the air like most defenders do, right? Because Josh gets defenders all the time with that. And I can't believe it, because he's already past the line of scrimmage and Josh was still defenders still like, and I'm like, dude,
it's a reflex. Go up and bat the ball.
Right. So I give DeMar a lot of credit for that. Because like I said, he misses that or he jumps for that.
And he held on for dear life, and he
held on. Yeah, exactly, which caused the fumble. So that and the shoestring tackle that he made, I'm pretty sure it was him on Derrick Henry.
Yeah, his helmet hit his
either way. Helmet, shoestring. It's still, I'll tell you what, he was gone. He doesn't, if that doesn't happen, Henry's off to the house. So
and I believe that was that the same drive that led to the fumble? Or was that the drive that led to the field goal?
That was a different drive. That was a field goal. I believe that was a field goal. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's one of those things, man.
I
didn't like that third and goal play. Yeah, I didn't like the third and goal play. It wasn't executed properly. That's the problem. Because we ran that play earlier, and it was actually the same play that Josh scored. It just wasn't executed properly.
Correct. It just what right.
I thought it was a quarterback draw, but it wasn't. It was a quarterback power. It just wasn't executed properly at all.
No.
They blew it up.
I almost wish if they were going to do something different, I almost wish they would have tried Ray Davis again. And then worst case, he gets stuffed.
The quarterback power outside.
Yeah. Is that or tush push? I mean, I know they were expecting it, but they weren't stopping it. You don't think they were expecting it every time we ran it, right? So, and they couldn't stop it then. What do you make you think you're going to stop it now? So, I just didn't really understand Brady's thinking there.
Beth, what's going on? Welcome. Joey comes in and says 12th man Mafia in the house. Man, they were so loud last night.
Yep.
They were so loud. I was listening to Ramis. Chief, what's going on? Let's get ready to rumble. It is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Rumble time.
This is what we've been talking about for a long time, right? Bills Chiefs rematch in the AFC Championship game. And it's finally here again. Took what, 3 years after 4 years after that? 2020, right? Yeah, so it's been a
the
while.
championship game, yeah.
Yeah, been a while.
You can't turn the ball over. Matter of fact, if you go back and look at every single one of the winners from the division round, all of them were outgained in yardage by the losing team, and they all the losing teams had turnovers and all the winning teams didn't. It's the difference between winning and losing in the playoffs.
Absolutely. That's the story of the game right there, is the turnovers. I mean, if you look at the stat sheet, take away the turnovers, Baltimore should have probably won that game, right? But the turnovers were key, man. And really that cushion, that 11-point cushion going into half really helped us out a lot, because I think, like I said, I think the second half we were playing not to lose. And it really, because I'm telling you, Mike, if we didn't have that mindset, I do believe this would have been at least a 10-point game, at least. I just feel we had
they were just trying to milk the clock.
Mindset. Yeah, we had a different mindset going in the second half, which was, let's not shoot ourselves in the foot by turnovers. Let's not do anything crazy.
First down run every time.
Short, everything.
Run, pass.
Right.
All game long.
Dude, nothing. Let's not give it away to them. Right. Yep. And let our defense, and kill the clock and let our defense do the rest. Right. They've been doing good the first half, but you can't have that mindset. And it almost cost us. It didn't, but it almost did. And I hope they don't have that mindset against the Chiefs, because that will be another close game. And if you have the lead, better keep the pedal to the metal.
And Mike comes in and says, I'm really happy the Ravens went for 2, because when it was 21-19, if they kicked the extra point, we didn't win the extra point. I think they only kicked the field goal when it was 4th and 2 was because they put them up by 8. If it would have only put them up, 6 or 7, I think they go for it. Because against the Chiefs, when it was 4th and 2, we could have kicked the field goal, but it would only put us up 6. The fact that it put us up 8 and they couldn't beat us,
no matter what,
no matter what, is only a tie is the reason why he kicked the field goal.
Which it is that's why I was good with it after said it. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, dude, like that was the only thing I didn't care about in that game, was just us kind of the second half was just that was a little brutal on offense.
Ben, you're not wrong. Every time we go up by 2 possessions, we go into safe mode and just try to focus on killing the clock. I don't understand why we don't try to put our foot on people's necks. I don't get
it. It's
a McDermott thing.
It absolutely is a McDermott
thing.
He's
been doing that his entire time here, and with multiple different OCs.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I kept telling you, I don't know if it's really Joe Brady that made that decision in the second half. That's a coaching decision. And then maybe all the coaches get together. I don't know how it is. I'm not in the locker room. I'm not.
I imagine they all get together and have a conversation.
Exactly. I would assume the head coach is telling them, hey, this is what we're going to, this is what I want to do in a second. You would think that's what the head coach does, right? So I assume, because it was so odd. You go back and look at that first half. I mean, Josh was throwing downfield, hit Khalil Shakir on the opening drive that we had. Deep pass. Like, we were hitting them. Like, it was so odd. Like, the Ravens don't have the greatest secondary. You know what I mean? So, like, all of a sudden, we just stop attacking it in the second half. There's no other reasoning other than we were just trying to play it safe. And like you said, just run, throw it short, nothing crazy downfield. Let's not take any crazy chances. And that really, what that does is that handcuffs Josh Allen. And I think that, and you know what that does too? That takes him out of the game, like mentally, I think. Because that's not how he plays, bro. And I'm sure he's happy with the win, and we all are. But you can't coach not to lose. You got to coach to win in the playoffs.
Speaking of that, Ben's coming in and giving you updates from Brady's presser. Brady took blame for that, and then he came back and said he chose to go safe instead of adjust the Baltimore selling out on the run. That I hope he learns from that. Then, if it was his decision and it almost cost us, I hope he learns from that.
Well, that tells me, though, that McDermott, if that's true, I'm just because we don't. Yeah. Okay, I've seen
just because he said that.
I'm just saying, right? That doesn't mean it's true. But if that's true, then I would think that McDermott had a talk with him about that as well.
They were on the same page.
I'm saying if, right?
McDermott was okay maybe with that.
Right. But I'm saying if Brady said after, like, hey, I messed up there, right? Let's say Brady said, hey, I like what he just said there, right? Brady said. He chose to go safe instead of do adjust. Okay, so that means he's kind of admitting, hey, the second half I kind of fucked up there. I should have adjusted. I wonder if McDermott did talk to him and say, "Hey, man, we can't have that happen again. You got to, you know what I mean? Like, we got to change things up in the second half if the run's not working." That is also possible. I find it hard to believe, though, during the course of that second half that McDermott didn't eventually say, "Yo, we have to dial it up here," because we really didn't dial it up until, at all. I mean,
never
maybe
did.
the last drive.
Josh threw a little bit more in that last few drives, but he didn't dial anything up.
That's what I'm saying, right? So, like, you would think as a head coach,
had one completion of more than 8 yards all game.
Yeah, that's just like I said, man. It just, you can't have that happening. And maybe Brady will learn from this. Maybe he will. Maybe McDermott, like I said, if McDermott isn't responsible for that, maybe he talked to him and maybe that will change.
Roy, is he a good fit? I don't think Brady's ready.
I don't think so either.
I would, if I was him, I'd probably stay. However, the Jags head coaching job, there's a lot of pieces there.
Sure.
If he can connect, yes. I personally don't think he's ready for the head coaching job. Last night kind of showed it again that he didn't make the decision that he made to go safe almost came back to bite us.
Imagine, as a head coach, you want that happening.
But at the end of the day, yeah, they have Bulky. Bulky's not the greatest with head coaches at all.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this.
Ohio State is up. Mikey's dropping things. Anybody that watches college football, the championship game's on. It's at halftime. Ohio State. That's all. Ohio State's up 21-7 at half. So, who do you have in this game? I know you're not crazy in college, but I think Ohio State wins.
Yeah.
I
did. I thought Notre Dame played about as well as they could to get to here.
Absolutely.
Ohio State's roster is like $35 million this year.
It's
NIL money. They have the highest NIL roster of anybody in the.
Yeah, now it's turning into MLB, man. You got to pay to pay players.
Can you afford to wait a year to find a good head coaching spot? Ben Johnson did,
and he got it. Let's shoot it.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. Can you afford to wait? Yes, he can afford to wait. Now, I don't know if he'll actually get one anyways, because there's a lot of head coaching options still out there, you know, but it'll be interesting to see. Maybe he does. And if that's what he wants and he wants to go, I wish him luck, and, hope we'll figure out who's going to be the next one to take over the reins. You want to go quickly around the league?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Bears are hiring Lions offense coordinator Ben Johnson.
High five.
Yep, he said he was going to wait one more year, and he did, and he got the. I think that's a good gig for him. Even though Chicago's been it's been a dumpster fire for a while, they have pieces there. Now let's see if Ben Johnson can go from being a great OC to a great head coach.
Now,
not every guy transitions well, so we'll find out.
Bringing in Dennis Allen, the former, he's as the defensive coordinator, but he's also had 2 head coaching stints, which is actually really smart to bring in a guy who has some sort of head coaching experience.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and that helps too. You're right, because look at Campbell, right? Campbell got himself a good staff around him, right? Campbell's more of the motivator, more of the the guy the team wants to rally around, right? But he got himself a great OC, so he doesn't have to worry about that. I'm curious what the Lions do now if they lose their DC as well. How they respond to it, how they go out.
He has a shot at the Jets and the Saints.
Yeah, I'm very curious what they do, because those are important pieces of that Lions team. Very important. So we'll see. If you're Detroit fans right now, you're like, uh-oh.
Right. The Colts are hiring Lou Anarumo as the new DC.
Oh.
High five.
I still cannot believe the Bengals fired him. What morons.
Yep. Coach should have been gone, not him.
Yep. Although if the coach was gone, Brady's probably gone. Because I think that's who they would have.
Yeah. All right. Because of the history with it. Yeah.
Both of them.
I got you. Maybe. Yeah.
Ravens say Lamar will win a Super Bowl. It's inevitable.
Is that what they say?
That's what they said.
Who said that? The ownership?
It just says Ravens. It doesn't say exactly who.
I say Josh Allen won a Super Bowl. I mean, me. Is that good? I don't know.
Listen. He had 9 Pro Bowlers on his team this year, and he had a Hall of Fame running back.
You can't tell me, right? I forgot what. Oh, it was last night. It was Nightcap, and Sharp said, "Bro," he's like, because he was going back and forth with Ocho. He's like, they have 9, not only 9 Pro Bowls, they have all pros on both sides, and people are saying that he needs more help. Get the fuck out of here. How much more help do you need? Bro, look at the Bills. I think we had 2 Pro Bowlers.
Yep. Josh and Dawkins.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
He had 9 Pro Bowlers and 6 all pros.
Right. So it's like, bro, stop, man. And that is more of a reasoning, guys, why Josh Allen should be MVP. I said I wasn't really going to talk about it much more because it's so annoying to talk about it now. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But it's just more of a reason when you look at what he has and what Josh has. And like I told you guys, I love this team. But it's definitely on paper, when we look at the roster, we love the guys because we all grew to, like, we started to like watch these guys, learn to love with these guys, like fall in love with these players, like appreciate what they do on the field. But they're not all pros, a lot of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, we have a good team that just rallied around each other, right? Like, it made it work. It just worked. It's working. But look around the league. There's all pros and Pro Bowlers, multiple on these teams, and they're not getting it done. It's because Josh Allen is the MVP. Okay. That's just the end of that story. All right. And we'll see what happens. If he doesn't make it, like I said, I don't care anymore. I'm so over with that.
If he doesn't get it, he doesn't win it. You know,
yeah,
I'll never look for the MVP.
I won't even honestly. I won't talk about it again after this year. I don't give. Yeah, I don't care.
It'll be hard to recognize an MVP because they change the narrative of what the criteria is every year. It's going to be hard for me to look at. Okay, that person won the MVP. Ooh, be like it's a media award that they constantly change to pick the guy that they want.
And you know what sucks too now, if he wins it and I'm hearing this, it's a pity award. You hear about that? Like, people are saying we're like,
it's Josh Allen wins it.
Yeah, it's pity. Lamar has
Charles Barkley one.
Yeah, dude.
That was Ryan Clark and all those guys, that turned it into that.
Right. It's so shitty. It's such a shitty thing.
Because they all said Lamar will prove he's the MVP when he goes in and he obliterates the Bills. And then they lost and none of them showed up for work today.
Right. And by the way, Lamar had a good game. He didn't have a good first half, though. He still had turnovers, costly turnovers. He should have had, by the way, the one interception should have been, we should have scored on that drive. But the refs called some bullshit ass penalty on Dawkins that put us way back.
Discussed at all today.
No, exactly. Somebody did briefly. I think Colin Cowherd, when they were talking about the refs over the weekend, and they were like, "Man, that was crazy."
They talked about the pass interference, but they didn't talk about anything about that.
Somebody brung it up. Then I don't know. Maybe it wasn't Colin. Maybe it was Rich Eisen. Somebody I watched
Rich Eisen talked about 9 minutes about all the refereeing this weekend.
Okay, maybe it was somebody, but somebody mentioned it. But it was just like crazy to me. Like how is that a penalty, bro?
Give it to Lamar if you like. He's no Josh Allen.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like, he can enjoy it, put it in his trophy case while he's sitting at home watching us in the AFC Championship game. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything if you don't get. I mean, honestly, I think at the end of the career, it means something. I get that part. Like I'm I understand that. Like when Lamar goes to retire years from now and he looks back and he goes, man, and he sees everything that he's accomplished. Like, I get that. That's cool. That's cool as a player. When you go in the Hall of Fame, like, people will talk about that. But right now, like, as you're playing, if you don't win a championship, it really, I don't know if that awards means much to the guy. You get what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they want a Super Bowl ring. That's all, you know?
That was a textbook move by Dawkins. Should have never been called. It was textbook. And there was so many former offensive linemen that came out that have different pods. They're like, that is like teach tape on how to do a snap trap.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't.
It was
like that call.
Technique for that.
Like, honestly, like I said, I keep saying, why don't I'm telling you, the NFL needs to address these calls or non-calls or bad calls. They got to address these. I really feel at the end of each week and just come out and say, and I think sometimes they do, but they need to at least come out and hold these refs accountable at times, man, and just say, hey, this ref here, he fucked up. He dropped the ball there. That should have been a call. That should have been helmet to helmet. It wasn't called. That should not have been.
We've been asking for that for years.
Like, at least, you know what? They're taking accountability, even though it doesn't change anything about the game. And I get that. And, you know, and human error will always happen. I have no problem with that, Mikey. I understand that. Nobody's perfect. Refs are going to fuck up from here and there. But I will say this about the NFL and how they can fix that. Very easy. And from what I'm seeing, sometimes they can do it. They have people upstairs that watch that can call down to the officials and change calls. I've seen it multiple times. Why? Like on that holding call on Deion Dawkins, that should 100% be, because it was so blatant where like it should not have been called. A ref should go, hey, yo, that wasn't definitely not, we should review. And the refs get together and go, after further review, and I've seen it before, we go ahead and picked up, that is not a holding call. We picked up the penalty. You know what? Bro, teams can't boo that, right? If that's going against you, like, I respect that. You know what I mean? At least they got it right. You could boo all you want if you're the opposing team that they picked up the flag, but at least they got the call right at the end of the day. And they should start doing that. I'm not saying every call, but
they won't though.
Yeah,
they should.
But why do they pick? They pick some, but not pick others to do.
That's a great fucking question.
You know what I mean? Because they do. They do it sometimes after further review from the booth. I'm like,
yeah,
you know. And by the way, I did like that.
I think there's certain ones that they can.
Yeah, and they speed up the game sometimes. Like, you know, and I don't mind that either. They don't have to go. You know, hey, it wasn't a first down. We just got the ball got dropped. We don't even need to go to the booth review. It's you don't even need a challenge.
Replay assist.
Perfect. Replay assist. Yeah. So do it more. They should figure that out because it's starting to really piss people off.
Also, the replay assist has helped move games along.
And made
the coaches not have to challenge as much.
Right, lose their challenge.
Like stuff that we see. Like obviously the refs aren't going to see what we see. We see it because we
we're at
slow
home
it down. They don't. They have to look at it at real time.
Right.
But upstairs sees it and they can make the change very quickly. So
and not only that, you have the commentators talking to a ref, right? They always talk to some former ref who's always there. Hey, what do you think about that, Dean, or whatever the fuck his name is? Well, you know what? That don't look like a pass interference to me. You know what I mean? Why can't they have a guy or a team of refs? I think doesn't the XFL do that? They have guys upstairs, from what I remember, when there's a penalty, and boy, they show the video. The video camera goes right in there, right? So there ain't no bullshitting going on. They're all looking at it. They're all discussing it. Everybody sees it. They have the best view, right? All these angles, and they get it right. And that's all that I want. That's what it should be. But like you said, it may never happen that way.
I want to hit DG's comment here.
Yeah.
He said the call against Dawkins was ridiculous, but aside from that, it was a pretty well officiated game. Not many flags.
Yeah.
Not many flags. Not many flags doesn't mean it was a well officiated game. They just let them play. Because if you go back and watch, our receivers are held almost the entire game, and Oliver's held almost the entire game.
Yeah, there was a lot of non-calls.
But they let them play. And
I didn't mind that part either. Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't flag because you don't want like the Jets-Bills game over again, where there's a gazillion flags on the field. you know,
slows it
the
down,
game goes kills everything, kills the game flow. Yeah. So I don't want that either, but I do want them to get it right.
Yeah, I saw that, T-Dobbs. You know, I don't know how to take that. Yeah. Lamar's already said he doesn't want to be friends, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that he ain't hanging out.
He's like, I'm trying to beat you. I don't want to be friends with you. We can be friends.
Listen,
we can be friends.
You know what? I have no problem with that. No? Honestly.
No, but it goes back to what he was saying here. Lamar said in his presser, he told Josh to go out and win something like a Super Bowl or MVP.
I mean,
like Josh needed your permission.
Thanks.
Like, what are we looking for here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows that.
Especially in case he gets the calls along the way and makes the games unwatchable almost if it's rigged. To an extent. Last week there was 2 calls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that the first one, like the Texans went in saying that they knew they had to play the refs. If you knew you had to play refs, why would you go high on Mahomes? On the first one.
Right.
On the second one, that was just a blatantly bad call. Don't go high, because people go high on Josh, and Josh gets it too.
That's what I said. I can't.
If you go high, they're always going to hit you, whether they hit you or not. I agree. They're going to throw their head back.
And like Josh is a flopper. I
Josh
give
does it too. Now
that's why I didn't say too much about Mahomes doing the whole.
The only one I didn't like was when he slows up on the sidelines.
Yes, Josh doesn't do that. Like Josh is going to go out of bounds, he goes out of bounds. Or if Josh is going to truck you,
he's going to fly.
He will flop, but I'm saying he doesn't do the whole stopping routine where, hey, I may go, I may not go, but you better not hit me, right? Or like Josh is he's either, like I said, he's either going to truck you or he's going to run out of bounds. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. He ain't slowing down so you could take a bullshit penalty call. How you doing, Callie? Appreciate you, man. Callie was into my I did a premiere video today. He showed up. I appreciate you, Callie.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Nice. Dwight, do you guys think we elevate Kareem Jackson for App Can't Go someday? Most likely.
Yeah,
I'd rather not see it because they've came out and said that Mike Hyde will not be suiting up. Absolutely will not.
Yeah. He made that clear, very clear.
We talked about Tommy before. He must have known coming here that he wasn't suiting. He had to have agreed to it.
Had to have. Mm-hmm. Because there's no way. Like listen, if he didn't know and your coach is saying this after what an injury just happened, you could help. And now he's saying, "Oh, fuck that. My guy ain't playing for shit." I would be fucking furious if that wasn't talked about prior. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Mikey's right. Like that had to have been, hey man, I'm only coming here because I want to go on the ride with you guys. You know,
I'll help the young guys. I'll do whatever you need me to do.
You know, I want to be a part of this thing. You know what I mean? But I don't think I could play. You know, I don't know if I'll be much help out there. You know what I mean? I don't want to risk my body. You know, and I get that. I totally get that. It's just
that's what it is. That's fine. Him being in the practice squad, giving looks, working with the young safeties is awesome. I just wish they would have said that was the plan from the get-go.
Right. So when so I gotta stop talking about my guy's gonna dress or not.
I want him to dress, but if it's something that he doesn't want to do, fine.
Right. You know, and I do want to say one thing before you move on to Jarek. It's funny because some people are like, before he came, he's like, but Mike Hyde hasn't, he hasn't played also. He's not. I'm like, do you think that's the reason why we fucking called up AJ Klein, who was on a boating trip, hasn't played all year. He had like 1 week of practice. Right?
And
wasn't it like 1 week?
Started the division.
Mike Hyde's been at least here for almost 2 months now. Been practicing supposedly the whole time, right? Mm-hmm. He's ready. Like if he had to be thrown out there, this isn't an AJ Klein, and he's way better than AJ Klein. I trust him way, right? So I just want to point that out. But hearing what McDermott said today it's very clear that he never ever planned on.
It's not even a break glass emergency.
No,
he's here to help the young guys. That's what he's here.
I mean, he might as well be in a coach's suit.
I want him out on the field helping guys.
No, I'm saying, but if he could just get out.
He's basically learning how to coach. That's what he's here for.
Right.
Maybe he wants to get into coaching next year, and this is his way into it.
Yeah, possible.
Get a feel for what it's like. Jarek, what's going on? What up, guys? Last night was a great atmosphere. Flock the Ravens.
Oh, that's right. Jarek was there.
Yeah.
He went to the game. Yep.
He said beating Baltimore was one of the most satisfying wins in franchise history. That fan base was unbearable for months.
Oh, dude, Jarek,
agree.
I threw one under the bus because he was talking mad shit, blasting him on YouTube.
Mr. Fulton, I think today is his birthday, which if it is, happy birthday, brother.
That's right. He did say that. The most interesting man in the chat. You know what? Hold on. Because it is his birthday, I'm going to go ahead and hit the Bills horn because it is your birthday and you deserve that. Why not? Happy birthday, brother.
Yes, happy birthday. Dallas, yeah, most of them, that's all they taled about was everything that they did wrong. At the end of the day, we knew that was going to happen.
We told you post game. We told it that's why I said ignore the outs, ignore it, because for the most part, I would say 70% of the national,
at 80% of them,
is going to be all about what the Ravens did wrong and what Lamar did wrong and blah, 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 blah. More about and really not what the Bills did right, or it was more about why didn't the Ravens win? Why did they? So I told you guys, it's the credit.
The only people that can beat the Ravens is the Ravens, probably 15 times a day.
Right.
It's just like that's fine.
It's wild.
Let them. You know what? The Ravens are at home now. About Wednesday, we'll no longer hear about them anymore for the rest of the year. It'll be on to the, Bills and Chiefs talking.
And I do want to say this: the Ravens flock. That's what they're called. Because I don't think you'll be in here for a little while, so next season or whatever. But this is now twice we've beaten you, and I normally don't talk trash, and I'm really not. But this is now twice we've beaten you in the playoffs. In the playoffs, you have with Lamar, and then with Lamar and Derrick Henry. So,
and I don't know what else vaunted defense.
Right. So, like next time you come talking trash in the chat, remember that. And it's not about, I also want to tell you that it's not about the regular season. It's not about what you did.
That's like
in the regular season.
Going to the Chiefs.
To KC, it's
we beat you 30 to 21.
Right. You remember that?
Chance.
Yeah, 30 to 21. Get it right, man.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Not happening. Not happening.
It's so stupid.
Don't poke the bear.
I mean, it's just crazy to me. These fans sometimes, man. It's like, and I almost want to say, man, I wonder if they're sleeping good tonight knowing they beat us in week 4. Hey, at least we got them in week 4.
Yeah. Ravens fan got the flock out of here. Yeah, they haven't come back since they left. That's for damn sure.
No, they have.
I think we saw one of them yesterday. They came in and said, "Good game."
Yeah, which I respect that. Like, like I always say that. Like, hey, if you then there is some there. We've had some Dolphin fans. We've had some Jets fans. Like, there is some. I'm not saying every fan base is bad. There is some bad seeds. Even Bills Mafia. I'm sure there's some trolling, and I know one. I'm not going to call them out, but there's trolling Bills Mafia out there, and I can't do it. I don't like it. It's not for me, man.
T Dobbs, the back judge, stood there staring at the D and push Osiris' face.
Oh yeah,
3 seconds, and then there was a lot of really bad
staring right at. Yeah, that was crazy. How do you miss that?
I don't know. Dan Campbell doing commercials for Applebee's, giving away a free boneless for a pick 6 is hilarious. Yeah, that's been going on for a while. That's just like that didn't age well.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
Yeah. What's going on, brother?
Bro, speaking of Dan Campbell, did you watch that yet?
No.
Dude, I gotta say, man, like
he wears,
but I like that dude. Like I respect, and that's another reason why I took the video off that I had on the Lions losing, or the chant, the Jared Goff chant, because I respect that. I do, because that dude really does cares about his team, cares about his players. And it's very rare, Mikey, you see a coach get emotional like that at a press conference. It's super rare, unless they're retiring or, you know what I mean? Unless it's something like somebody passed away, a player passed away or got hurt, you know what I mean? But for losing, usually coaches are more, hey, like McDermott, right? I don't never seen McDermott upset like that. You know what I mean? But I will give McDermott some credit. I don't know if you saw that presser. The guy says "City of Losers," and he was he didn't like that.
Slammed his hands on the table.
Yeah,
that's about the most emotion you're going to get out of McDermott.
Yeah. I was like, whoa,
this city is full of winners.
Like McDermott was about to go wrestle this guy, like in Baltimore.
not someone you want to fuck with.
Put him in a suplex.
Yeah. T-Dob says, I have a feeling Hyde will take a full-time job. Maybe DC if Babbage leaves. I'd love Hyde as a DB or a DC coach. He apparently loves Buffalo. I don't think he does become a coach. I think you'll see him in the offseason and in training camp and things like that come in, kind of like what Luke Kuechly does. He has really young kids.
Right. And coaching is crazy job, bro.
Crazy hours.
Grueling. You got to be
has
all
a ton of money already. I just don't see it right away because
I don't either.
I do see him around the organization and having some sort of relationship with the organization, and whether it's in the special assistant to the team or those type of things where he shows up for training camp and helps out and does things like in a certain part. I just don't see him doing a full-time job.
Right.
Because I think Von Miller's next job is just to go upstairs when he retires.
He seems like that's what he wants to do.
He wants to be a GM, so I bet you he goes on to Brandon Beane's staff.
It's possible. Just piece of advice. So just stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Because he won't last long.
Don't know what the Ravens fans on Bill's YouTube channels all week, and it was a lot of them, more than usually. Yeah, they were. They definitely were.
Oh, they're out there talking.
Yeah, Lamar was awesome, and I don't want to hear any of the Lamar MVP talking the postseason.
Right.
Lamar was awesome. I mean, outside of the 2 turnovers, the dude was really good yesterday.
You're right. I will say I agree with him on the next comment, though. That's not great either.
Nope.
The turnovers, he has to, whatever he's doing. You know what that is? That's early Josh Allen regular season. Josh Allen.
Yeah,
where
Josh
he
never
was
done that in the postseason, though.
Postseason, no. For some reason, like Josh, like Titans, like he plays way smarter. Now, I will say this. We didn't talk about it. That play on the 3rd down, he almost tossed that. Boy, he was thinking about it to James Cook. You said, I know,
and he's matured up enough that he didn't throw it,
bro. I was like,
there was a guy right there. If he pitches that, it gets knocked down and probably returned for a touchdown.
Dude, I know, and they were hoping. You saw the Ravens. I was like, time slowed down for me at that moment. I'm like, Joe, like, no,
right? I can see that,
dude.
T-Dog, I don't listen to Stephen A anymore. Stephen A's narratives that Josh needs to step up and do more. Josh did what he was asked to do last night, and he led his team to a win. He played clean football. He ran for 2 touchdowns. I don't give a shit what Stephen A thinks.
First of all, Stephen A, there's a coordinator who's calling the game, right? Like Josh Allen's gonna be like, "Fuck your play calls. I'm gonna
do it myself."
Yeah, you know what? I can't hear.
I'm gonna do this myself.
I can't hear you, Joe. Right? We're just going deep. I'm turning into Superman. Like, because Stephen A. Smith wants this. Like, stop, bro. Like, it's so absurd.
I'm with you on that, Dallas. We should have, but Joe Brady went conservative, and he said so himself.
Yeah, can't do that. Lesson learned.
Got to step on the throat.
He's learned some lessons this year by OC. The stupid play in Baltimore, which, by the way, it's twice now he's done some boneheaded against Baltimore. He did the trick play, and now the second half blunder where he wanted to be conservative. I hope he's learned. He has to be. He's a newer, a younger coach. That's what I mean, young guy. Yeah. But I hope he's taking these notes and going, hey, I cannot make that same mistake again.
Yeah. I also want Josh to tell him, hey, if he gets into that lull, hey, let's open it up. Let's attack.
Yes, Josh.
Do more of that.
Right. Yeah. Yo, Joe, what's going on here?
I went back and watched it, and I understood the game plan in the second half. I didn't like it, but I understood it, what they were trying to do. A lot of the stuff
I'm
also
with you.
wasn't executed well enough.
No, I'm with you.
We went back to Knox, right? Knox, and he went right. If he goes left, he cuts through the two guys, and he's still running.
I get it, but even after the Knox play, it seemed like we had the game plan was simply to just pretty much try to milk the clock, kind of just and it was, yes, in hindsight, it's great if it's working. Meaning if James Cook is getting, averaging 5 yards a carry, right? He's in, Ray Davis is cooking, and all the short yards passes are working. Like, we're just kind of slowly, methodically going down. Great. I have no problem with that. But it was not working. And the Ravens were daring us to run. They were going into the box. Like, they were stopping us. They shut down the run totally in a second. Like, we did not get a lot going there.
They built the box to shut down the run.
And
we never once went play action on them.
They dared us to pass it. And we
Joe Brady
did
said,
not.
No,
yeah, we're going to stick to what we're doing.
Dunks.
Yep, and it was it almost cost us. Yeah, it almost did, but it didn't.
Nope.
But it did not. But it can't happen again.
Captain Hat says, "I'm so happy we shut down those Ravens fans. Or we shut up those Ravens fans. You and me.
I didn't realize how terrible they were. My God, they talk a lot of shit.
It's been months of it.
Good Lord."
Speaking of them, feel like Von Miller has a year left in him. I bet you he doesn't. I bet you he comes back here. I thought we were going to release him. After watching him in the playoffs, I don't think we're going to.
Really, even this year, I thought he stepped up. Yeah. He's playing at a pretty good level right now. Yeah, he's playing well. Like, he's certainly not the Von of old, but he's way better than I really expect him to be this season. I knew he bounced back, but he has giddy up now, man. He definitely lost a step because I do believe he would have scored a touchdown there.
Well, he was a 4-4 guy. He also was run down by Justice Hill, one of the fastest guys.
No, I get it. But he also had a good amount of.
Oh God, Spin, the sack that Lamar took, in the red zone was a horrible. You cannot take that sack there. That Gru got. On second down to make it third, you can't. They end up kicking a field goal. You can't take a sack there.
Oh, that was brutal. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yep.
The demon in his head was telling him, pitch it to James, and he was like, "Not today, Satan." That is great, Jigs.
He really was, man. I told you that it had to have slowed down in time for him, and he's like, "Oh nope, I'm not gonna do it."
Yep. Not today, Satan. You ain't getting me today.
No way, brother. That would have been a disaster, bro. That would have been talked about, by the way, if that went wrong and he did it. It went wrong. Holy shit, would that would have been talked about.
Lamar's been sacked 29 times in 8 playoff games. That's wild.
I will say, though, if they run that play and it was a trick, like I'm just saying, like I know it wasn't, but let's say Josh does pretend like he's going to run it there, and then last second he pitches it out to James Cook. It would be a pretty cool play. I could see working, but you can only do it once because that's something like the Chiefs would do. You know what I mean? Fake like you're gonna, Mahomes is gonna, and then pitches it because they've done that kind of stuff before. But no, you can't.
I wouldn't mind seeing when he goes to do that, and they all bring him up to throw the jump pass behind him.
Oh, and I've seen who did that?
Derrick Henry used to do that.
Derrick. Trying to think of it was Derrick
Henry when he would go into the the Wildcat, and he would run up the line and then just jump up and throw it over.
Yes, and he's so big. Used to do that. Josh Allen could do it. Yeah,
Tebow did it a bunch. Derrick Henry does it.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Yes, I totally forgot. That's who I was thinking. Derrick Henry does that. Yep.
T-Dub says, that's the narrative now. They're working overtime to make Josh look like a game manager. The hatred never ending. He's held to a different standard. Yeah, because at the end of the day, he's now kind of morphed into that Mahomesian type of player where, he'll just do what is needed to win the games. He doesn't, it's not about stats. It's not about making the highlight play every time. He just wants to make the plays to win the game. That's all he cares about.
Real quick, before we move on, we got 1,800 people watching us on X. If you guys can, man, go to Mafia Sports Report, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we also we only go live on Twitter on Monday. So We're live on YouTube on Fridays. We also have a show on Wednesday, which is Mafia Talk. That's Jay and Big Cuz. And then we're always doing our pregame and postgame on Mafia Sports Report. So for all the people that aren't subscribed, that are following us or watching right now on X, please do me a favor. Go ahead and do that for me. But here is a message from X. I would like to thank McDermott let the last Ravens touchdown happen because it would be stupid to have 2 timeouts and only 16 seconds left. It may have been the watershed moment of his coaching career. Your thoughts? I don't know if he let it happen.
Yeah, I don't know if he let it happen.
I'll say this, though. That was typical Bills defense at that moment, where McDermott likes to do, and I fucking hate it when you don't put pressure on the quarterback. Yeah. He had all the time in the world.
Well, also, did you see the guys who were rushing?
Yes, I mean.
It was none of our normal guys.
Right. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, and when you do that, any quarterback, especially really good ones, they're going to find a receiver, and eventually a receiver is going to get open. Like, you can only cover him so long. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened.
It was a cage. It was set up to be a cage rush. So it was Smoot, Q Johnson, I think it was Phillips, and then it was our young kid, our rookie. No, our rookie. Carter. Rookie D end.
Oh, I'm sorry. Solomon.
Solomon. Those were the 4 that were on the field on that play.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, see, that's saying sometimes I don't understand some of the defensive play calls when things get tight, close games. Like, there's no reason for that. Like, really didn't understand that. That was a easy touchdown throw, easy by him all the time in the world.
I disagree with that because I think if they would have kicked the extra point early, I don't think we kicked the field goal to take us up 8.
Correct.
I think we go for it.
Exactly, Callie. Mikey's right.
To put it out of, we only kicked the field goal because they put us up by 8, and there was no way. There was no way.
There was no way to lose. Exactly, there was no way we were going to lose regardless of even if they make the 2-point.
Yeah, I'm with you, Scott. I thought Hammond went back and watched it. I thought Hammond played pretty well yesterday.
Yep.
Outside of giving up the big bomb, where he probably would have had a pick if he just gets back into his spot.
Yeah. I'm not a hater on Hamlin.
Looking at.
I just don't think he's.
There's a lot of haters on Hamlin.
Yeah, I don't think. It's crazy. You should not hate on a guy that had that happen, came back and earned a starting spot on a team. I don't care. I don't think he's a great safety, but I think he's played very well this year, and I think that's why I picked him early on to be the comeback player of the year, because I really do feel like that's a story. I think they should make up for what they fucking did last year, and it's even bigger story now that he has done what he's done and earned a starting role and has done well. So we'll see what happens. I am very curious when that award comes for the comeback player, who they give it to.
I bet you it's gonna be Joe Burrow, but we'll talk.
Shouldn't
it
be. Later. It really shouldn't be.
Maybe we release Vaughn and bring him back on a smaller deal and get another pass rusher. Here's the thing: if we release him, we would have to, the dead cap would be kind of big on that. I could see us redoing his deal and like he did this year and bringing it down some, but we'll see how that plays out and put him in incentives and things like that over us releasing him. If we release him, I don't think he comes back.
No, he wouldn't. And he might if he is trying to.
He did this year.
Yeah, and if he is trying to,
and he got a bunch of it back too.
If he's trying to go with God, I can't believe I just threw a brain fart. Brandon, if he's trying to get under Brandon Beane as far as like, climbing up that role, as far as learning from him and wanting to be in that role, this is then I think he sticks it out here for one more year. Maybe they work an agreement out. He worked it out this year, and maybe he does get a gig with Brandon Beane as who knows, as a whatever, even a scout, something. You got to start somewhere, right? You can't just start out as assistant GM. You want to make him that, but I'm sure he could find a role for him if that's the way he wanted to go. You know what I mean?
Start learning the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So why not end your career here on a high note, right? And who knows? Maybe if we want to, I know I'm getting ahead of myself. But if we did win a Super Bowl, who knows what Von would do?
Yeah,
at that point.
He made it right off in the sunset.
That exactly. So I'm just throwing that out there too. We don't know yet, but I'm going too far ahead. Let's just
one game at a time, Tom. One game at a time.
right.
Dallas says we need Cooper to have a big game on Sunday. Here's the problem: we don't need Cooper to have a big game. We need Cooper to be involved in the offense. How about give him a fucking target? Excuse my language, because I know we're on Twitter.
Oh, I'm glad we brung that up. I'm glad. So I did my stock up, stock down. I want to put this, and we'll get to your comments. So Mikey, and I won't read them, but I'm just going to go up and down here. So here's the stock up, stock down. I want to see if you agree. My silent co-host, Bill's Wire, of course. So they have stock up wide receiver Khalil Shakir. I think we can all agree, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So that one's easy peasy. Stock down wide receiver Keon Coleman. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. Stock up Gregory Rousseau. Can we agree with on that?
Yes.
Okay. Stock down Bill's secondary. What do you think about that?
No. I don't think all the secondary had a stock down game.
Okay.
I think the scheme set the secondary up to allow them to throw because we brought the linebackers and everyone really close to the line. It was scheme related. I would not call.
I would say there wasn't
neutral.
Yeah, I don't think I'm with you. Stock up Ray Davis.
Yes.
I thought he had a good game. Stock up Tyler Bass. I agree.
Yep.
And that's it. Now, what I would have put there as well would be stock down Amari Cooper.
I wouldn't have put stock down Amari Cooper.
I would. And the reason why is this. On one target, because I don't listen, and maybe it's not his fault, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I don't know. I you know what? I'm gonna leave that be because maybe I'm wrong, but I do need to watch all 22 to see is there separation going on there? Is he open?
From everything I saw, I didn't just watch Amari. The stuff that I watched, Amari was getting open. He just wasn't part of the game plan today. But everything that we threw, here's the thing: we kept everything on the inside. We didn't go outside. Everything was over the middle.
But here's the deal. So regardless of if our offensive game plan is everybody eats or not, you traded for the guy for a reason. This guy has shown the ability to be a top receiver in the NFL. I know he's not what he once was, but he's still damn good. It's unacceptable, Mikey, not to get him more involved in the offensive game plan. I don't care if it's we're spreading the ball around everybody. Like, I don't give a shit about that. He needs more than one fucking target, 2 targets. Like, you have to get him involved more.
I love how you say this a lot.
I don't get it.
You have to. They don't have to because they don't.
Well, then listen. You should. You
should. That's the way you should phrase it from here on out. They should get them more in target. You have to.
I'm not even saying, but I'm not saying this isn't like fucking Stephon Diggs thing. I'm not saying force Amari the ball. Amari has to get the ball.
15 targets.
Yeah. Like, he's the guy. That's what I'm saying. Right? So
we're only throwing the ball 20 times a game. We're running 40 times and we're throwing it 20 times. That's the reason why he's not getting targeted.
Yeah. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it wins a win and all that, but I just feel like you brung him here for a reason. We're
not throwing the ball.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're not. Josh threw the ball 20.
Well, this game was a little different. This was rare. Usually, Josh
gets
going.
His last 5 games, he averages like 26 throws a game.
I get that, but like we threw on the Lions. You know what I mean? The Rams game, we threw a lot. You know what I mean? Like, there's games where we've had where Josh stepped up and needed to be, So I'm just saying, the reason why I want him more involved too is because he has to start getting that connection now with Josh too. Like, he's just not out there to be out there. I don't know. I just feel like, man, you traded for the guy. Do something with him. You know what I mean? You don't. I don't know.
Listen, we paid Samuel a shit ton of money, and we're not doing nothing with him either. So
yeah, no, that's a totally listen. That is their mind, but and I'm not even talking about the passing game. Why is he not in the backfield at times? Why is he not on jet sweeps? Like, all the things he's was known to do in his time in the NFL, we've never done it really with him. Like, it's wild to me that Joe Brady, who coached him, was his OC that knows what he can do, chooses not to do it. It's odd. honestly, it's odd, Mikey. That was a really weird signing. It was a good signing that turned out to be
An odd
weird. Is an odd signing. Yeah, because you're not using him
But we're not using
that
any of our receivers. That's the crazy part. Outside of Shakir, we're not using any of our receivers.
No, you're right. I'm with you
not
there.
throwing the ball right now. We are a run first team.
No, and whatever takes. Listen, at the end of the day, whatever gets the job done, whatever gets a dub, I'm cool with. I understand that. But my point is, there's going to be games where we can't, like this, like perfect example, the second half, when the team starts shutting down that part of our game,
they just continue to go to it.
Right. Well,
that's the ROC responses.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw checkdowns.
Yeah. Well, but then he also came out and said, "What? I can't do that, right? Like that's on me. It got to be better." So, okay, if that's real, if that's what you mean, I want to see it.
Dan, I love that. Ravens were too small, couldn't match our physicality.
Yeah,
that is wonderful. Yep, I thought Hammond played really well. Stock up our safeties. Yes, I'm with you on that. Tommy, too caught up on stats.
I don't. You know me. I think stats sometimes they don't tell the whole. I've said that forever. Mikey knows that. Yeah. Stats don't always tell the whole story, right? You got to sometimes take a step back and look at everything. But it's not about the stats. It's one target, guys, on a guy that can help your offense out when needed is unacceptable. That's all I'm saying.
I think it was game script, as he says. It was run and check down.
I get that, but you go to. I'm just saying, you go sometimes more to Matt Collins. You go to Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
it doesn't. Come on, guys, make it make sense. Please.
They don't give a shit what we think, obviously, because we've been saying this for weeks, Tommy. They don't give two craps what we think.
I also want to point this out. When he has thrown to Amari Cooper has made some hella fucking plays.
Yeah, he does make a ton of plays.
Go back against the Chiefs game. Did Amari Cooper not make the two biggest catches in that game? Like unbelievable catches in that game.
Over the shoulder sideline catches.
Right. And then the one catch that he made a few 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, the in the end zone was amazing. Like the play he had with Josh where he tossed it back to him. Like Amari can be used in this offense. We're just choosing not to for some odd reason. That's all I'm saying, guys. Yeah. I get we're winning.
I'm not giving Amari the stock down. I'm giving Brady the stock down for not.
Okay, that's fair. For not, yeah. So it's like a split.
Because Amari can't, as Ben says, there's nothing Amari can do about this. His job is to run and get open.
No, absolutely. You're right. Whatever's called, he's gonna go and do his job. I get it. Yep.
But you want to know the funny thing is the fans are more upset about this than Amari.
Yeah.
Amari doesn't give two craps. He just wants to
win. I get it. And we're winning. So I'm with you there. And he's not our wide receiver one. At this point, it's Khalil Shakir. And I said that to start the season.
He's our X. If you want to call him, he's our X receiver. He's not our wide receiver one.
He is the guy that Josh trusts the most to make a play happen when needed. And it's been that way since really, you want to know when it's been that way? Since the end of last season.
Yeah.
He's trusted Khalil Shakir more than Stephon Diggs.
You're 1,000%, Callie. It's on the coaches. It's on Joe Brady and the staff for not getting him more involved.
Hey, what up, man?
Says shake my head at all my parlays busting because Josh didn't get 25 rushing yards. He only got like 22.
Sorry, buddy.
That sucks. They stopped running him in the second half too. I didn't understand it.
Dude, I'm telling you, they handcuffed the shit out of Josh Allen. And I don't blame. I know Romo got a lot of slack. I still don't blame him. I thought he did fine. I thought he called it how he saw it. And sometimes the truth hurts.
And we can agree to disagree on that.
Yeah, that's fine. But he was saying over and over, you have Josh Allen. You cannot.
And I don't disagree with that. My issue was how he was.
Well, he was talking about the rape. Yeah, I get that part. But he was also, to be fair, was saying, bro, you got to unleash Josh Allen. Like at some point,
him saying that doesn't fix for me all the other stuff that he was talking.
I think he was just in the moment hyping the game up. I really don't feel like he's never been one-sided for any team. I've never seen it that way. You know who's like that? The other guy, Chris Collinsworth.
Oh,
he is
God, okay,
totally.
I mute it when I watch.
Yeah, that guy. Oh boy, and if it's he, I hope to God he's not the announcer for the Bills Chiefs game, because then he's going to be just. It's asshole.
Scott, I don't agree with this either, because I've seen times where he's wide open and we just don't throw him the damn ball.
Yeah,
because he's probably target 4 and Josh is throwing to somebody else who's open. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think it's defensive schemes. I think it's our offensive scheme limits the opportunities for Cooper.
Yep.
You know, hopefully Cooper has a bigger role against KC.
He might. So. By the way, the game plan on both offense and defense is going to be totally different versus the Chiefs. Totally different.
It doesn't even matter who gets the ball as long as we win.
No, I agree. Listen, Jason, we're just talking. It's just got to go with what we see.
Not this year. We don't. This is the first year I'd say in a long time we don't use our receivers like we have in the past. But you know what? This is also the best team we've had.
Yes,
because we can win multiple ways.
And they bought into the scheme. They bought into Joe Brady's scheme with the whole everybody eats mentality, everybody play for each other. Like nobody's like, a diva. Nobody's like you. No one's going to be that Diggs here on this team. If that's you, then get the hell out of here. Yeah. And I think everybody bought in. But I still think Josh Allen has a certain guys that he likes to go to more than others. And right now, I think
it's schemes for those guys, and
it might target. But I'm just saying, even when plays break down, the guys that generally he goes to is Shakir, and I would say next up might even be Knox or Ty Johnson when Ty Johnson's in there. Yeah. Ty Johnson seems to be like one of Josh's favorite targets when he's in there, outside of Kelly or Shakir. I mean, I may even have him over Dalton Kincaid at times. I mean, it just seems like he looks for him a ton. And you know who else? Mac Hollins, which is who really
a lot also is Keon and the scramble drill down the field.
You're right. He's been lately over the past second half of the season. I feel like he's starting to look for him more often.
I'm with T-Dubs on this. The Ravens went into the game thinking that we couldn't run on them. We ran the ball more than Henry. If they would have used Cook more on the outside runs, I said that a lot. I thought we needed to throw Cook the ball more to get him.
So odd. Yeah, that we stopped doing that.
We got a super chat, brother.
We do.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it, Carl.
Hey, thank you, Carl.
All the chats regardless. So we try to get all the chats. Sometimes I get behind and I have to skip some, but for the most part, we try to get to as many as we can.
And we appreciate everybody that's in here. Everybody that supports us, rocks with us, just honestly throughout the years. A lot of you guys we recognize, like it's like you're like family, honestly. Like a lot of you guys have been riding with us for a long time. So thank you so much. Like, honestly, guys.
Yes, Scott, we're not used to a balanced offense. We run more than we pass now. And that frustrates a lot of us because we're so used to seeing Josh throw the ball. So much. But as long as we win, I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care. Cooper's, he's not getting stats. Yeah. And the funniest part of it is it's the fans that are more mad about it than Cooper, because Cooper comes out saying how happy he is here and how much he loves it here.
Winning will do that. Being on a winning team.
He said it is more of the closeness in the locker room that really
and he doesn't have that. Yeah, and he's not that type of player where he's a me guy, right? He's not a diva like I want, and he's not in the locker room with another guy that is, wanting that same attention, right? So there's not really any guy fighting for receptions, right? Like, hey, I want, it's my spot. I'm the guy. We don't have that. It's just not there, right? And it works. It's working. Will that change in the future? If we ever get like a top dog receiver, who knows? Eventually, maybe we have to do that.
Joe Brady's probably going to get a head coaching job over the next couple of years.
Right.
So then we're going to have a new OC. Will he change how this goes about?
The philosophy of what he wants to do. Yes.
Just think about it. We went Daboll. We had Daboll's philosophy, which was all throw,
right. 5
through everything. And it was all option routes. Then we went to Dorsey. What about
Dude, the fucking thing I hated that Dable did the most, and we never do it now. Very rare. Is we would put, remember, like Singletary on the outside, 5 receivers,
and run our fullback on a go
route.
route.
The fullback. I'm like, what are you doing? What? Why?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah.
Dude, it drove me nuts. It never worked. It was terrible. It's just awful.
So I watch Joe Marino all the time. I love Joe Marino.
He's good. Yeah. He's you know what I like about his shows? He's a smart dude, knows his stuff, and they're not super long.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like the 30-minute, 35-minute show, 40 minutes the most.
Breaks it down.
He breaks it down in a short period of time where you can understand it, you get it. You know what I mean? Like, so I appreciate what he does as far as that goes. You know what I mean? It's not like a long, drawn out hour show. Because I'm like
2-hour shows like Tommy and Mikey, they just go down rabbit holes constantly.
Yeah, babble on about fucking Amari Cooper stats.
Yeah. Josh did lose 3 yards on kneel downs. Ouch. The good thing was he wasn't probably over the 25 when he lost.
Oh, the guy on the oh no, you're right. That sucks.
Yeah, it sucked. That's what it sounded like to me, but Tommy didn't think so.
I don't think so. I disagree.
It's okay. We can agree to disagree.
Like that. And by the way, who cares? Even if it was true, even if he was somehow, some way rooting for the Ravens, which
listen, he felt the same way everyone felt, that the Ravens were the best team in football, and it came across that way to me.
Okay,
and it looks like a bunch of other people too. So Tommy, maybe it's just you. Or maybe you had too much to drink and you just didn't realize because you were so happy about the Bills that you didn't really. You and him were so in lockstep on what Josh should do. You didn't care about the other stuff he was saying.
Yeah, maybe. It really didn't come across like that. It really didn't. I thought he was more being like a hype man for the game. And I don't mind that. You know, I what I don't like is like Chris Collinsworth when he's just kissing Mahomes' ass the whole game. Like that I don't like. You know what I mean? Like that part is not. I'm not good with that. But
he handed the ball off. That was the best handoff I've ever seen in my life. Like I mute him when he comes on. I don't listen to the commentary when he does it because I can't stand him.
He's so bro. You know what?
Aikman's kind of the same way. I can't listen to Aikman and Buck either.
I used to not mind Collinsworth when he first started out. I thought he was neutral, funny, like good. And then I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened to him. He's like Chris Sims. So fucking annoying.
Chris Sims either. He's so
annoying. I cannot.
So fake. Tony comes in and says everyone gave Dibbs and Davis hell for lack of production last season when Brady took over. Now it seems that it was more scheme than the players. You're 1,000% right.
Yeah. Yep.
Although when they had their chances, they failed. Like Diggs had a chance for a big one against the Chiefs and dropped it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh, like you tell me, thinking they're all super chats.
Right.
Yes, it was.
Wow, we got a lot of super chats. Is that one of those too?
Yep. Who do you have winning, the Bills or the Chiefs? The Bills. I always had the Bills winning.
Come on, Spears. No, that might have been Spears. Come on now.
Hey, get off the stupid Amari talk and tell me who's going to win.
Come on, Spears. You know the answer.
Yeah, the answer is stop talking about Amari Cooper and tell me about who the Bills Chiefs game. That's what he's saying.
Right.
Love Cooper. So good for the receivers room. Listen, Cooper also brings attention and changes the way
that too. I'm with you there. We've said that multiple times. So don't always. I totally get that. Great. I love it.
That's never going away.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I do enjoy Joe's books. I have them. I'm a fan.
Do you really? You buy books? I can't stand. I need a pop-up book. I need some kind of action.
Well, I will tell you, inside Joe's books, there are some pictures.
Other pop-ups though. I need
No,
something
not pop-ups, but there's some
Is there pictures?
It's all about the Bills.
Ooh.
That's why I bought them. It's about the Bills.
I like
It's the
pictures.
history of the Bills.
Does he have an audio like an audio book?
I have no idea.
Now see, that might be good. Like I could do the audio book.
Who do you want to be the one that narrates it?
Jeez, I don't know. That's a great question. Morgan Freeman. I don't know.
Morgan Freeman narrating his audiobook.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Right. All right.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy the McConaughey commercials.
I do the commercials. Yeah.
Jerry,
what's Jerry eating? Rice.
Jerry's eating rice.
Yeah, Jerry's eating rice.
Can't wait for Chucky and Bills and Chiefs. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. But Gruden is so good at breaking it down. Look at this way, running the ball takes more wear off of Josh throwing arms, less hits prolonging his career. I don't disagree with that, T-Dubs. You know, every hit Josh doesn't have to take extends him a little while longer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. Ohio State definitely has, one of the bigger ones.
Oh, dude. And by the way, Scott, are you telling me that you wouldn't want to pop? You open the book and Josh Allen's throwing a dart pass or something? Or he's running.
Popped up. Or he's hurdling somebody?
No, he's hurt. Yeah, you heard.
Yeah, he's hurdling somebody when you open it up.
Dude, we might have something here. I gotta get with the Bills, man.
Josh is doing the Superman. As he's diving for the pylon.
Yeah.
Yes. Hurling someone. Right. He has a ton of hurdles.
McDermott is clapping his hands.
Yep. The Matt Milano on Mike White hit.
Yeah.
He's broken half. All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff. All the good pop-ups. Right. None of the bad. I don't want any. Don't
give
me
the Bills. You might have the throwback.
Oh no! The football to the right of the goalpost.
Yep.
Oh no! Yeah, it's a pop-up book of the history, and it might be a lot of bad pop-ups.
Why can't we lock home in a cage?
Oh no! Oh my God!
We'll talk more about the Chiefs on Friday. We'll get into that deep on Friday. Gruden picked the Bills, but by 1 point, damn close. Yeah. How do you think about the
referees? I'm guessing.
The refs. It seemed like we got a decent assignment. I think they're okay. It's not lopsided like some of the refs with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are 6-5 with these refs.
Okay. Scott, yes, they were funny. Like, I'll give him credit, even though I wasn't a big Baker fan at the time. Those commercials
part
were
of
good.
that made his time in Cleveland more contentious because he felt he was at some sort of level then.
Yeah,
like he's
they were funny
a ton since then.
Yeah, but they were good. They were good. Like, I give Baker credit.
Were good.
He was funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's not bad either? The Taco Bell, the receiver.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, not bad at all. Pretty funny.
The Bills fan wanted a running game for years. We know ball. That's right. We did. We wanted a running game for we have it. Everyone's like, where's my wide receiver production? What we want is we want our cake and we want to eat it too. We want it all.
Mm-hmm.
We want 300 yards passing. We want 200 yards rushing, 500 yards a game. We want a Madden style is what the Bills want.
That's right.
Tell me I want public books of you.
Hey, look, man. I hope I get it. By the way, Ohio State just fumbled. Notre Dame got the ball. Yeah. They were driving too. They were at the 20, and they fumbled. So,
oh no, it's 13-15 because Notre Dame
score there. The game they'd probably be over if they score a touchdown there. 38-15 if they went. So.
They didn't turn the ball over. The other guys did. That's how we won. That's right. Fundamental. Was he down before he fumbled?
No, I don't think so. His knee, it was close, but I don't think his knee was totally down. Let me look. Nope, ball's out.
Yeah. So when does this pop-up book get released? Popcorn yellows.
I know you guys want it. I know you guys want that book.
Why does Tommy have a black eye? Was he reading Josh Allen's pop-up book? Popped up and chilled with it.
Yeah, football comes.
That is great. Do you want me to finish around the league?
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't even know there was more. Go for it.
Yeah. Status of the Bills, DB, Benford, and Rapp are both uncertain. They're both day-to-day.
Man. Or day-to-day is not bad.
Benford
I
is in the concussion protocol, and Rapp is day-to-day with a hip.
Yeah, I don't like the concussion protocol, but it's a playoff, so probably
let's hope.
You can go ahead and play back.
Yeah. Right. Wide receiver Coop said his future with the Rams is out of his control.
Ooh.
Cup.
Okay.
Could Cup be a free agent? You know,
interesting to see what he'll get on the market too.
Yeah, Campbell says Super Bowl window absolutely still open. I'll be interested to see who they bring in for OC and DC.
That's what I'm saying.
Guys are gone.
I am very curious. He better go out there and try to get a match.
Unless he has someone ready to take over,
like under Ben Johnson's wings or something. Maybe, I don't know, man. That's a tough one because he was really creative, bro.
Yeah,
find that again is going to be tough. I mean, I'm not saying they're not out there, but that's a tough one.
D'Amico Ryan said Boyd's push of the special teams coach wasn't disrespectful.
I heard that, so
I'm not sure that I can believe that.
What I heard, and I don't know if you heard it, but what I heard was he was coming off the field thinking they got the ball back. Because remember, they fumbled.
So he was excited.
So he was hyped up. Yeah. So he said nothing to do with. So it was like emotional. Like, yeah, we got it. You know what I mean? Like, and I've seen that from players. Players have done that with their coaches. Like, so that's why he was like, no, bro, I had nothing.
So everyone took it as
Yes, because So because they took it as he was pissed, but that was not the case, and I'll believe that.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I thought it was wild.
I was like, "Holy shit!"
Push the coach. I
was like, right. I'm like, and really obvious, and right in front of everybody, like right in the wide open. But no, wild. So yeah, it's wild. But no, now that he said that and that came out, and then I totally understand it. You know what I mean? He just thought he made a play and was hyped up.
I'm with you on that. And by the way, that ends our around the league.
Okay, all right. Let me.
I'm Prison Mike.
That's right.
Thanks.
Spence's day-to-day was best case for Rapp. Yeah, it was, because when he got carded.
Dude, carded out's never good. Like, that's usually you're done.
I did see his beach costume. It was wild.
And get ready for the new one, whatever he's coming out with KC, because he seems like he's switching it up every game. So, hey, man, I'm the coolest cat in the room, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Japan has an unknown injuries. He missed the last few plays of the game. Moana didn't pop up on any of the radars.
No, I didn't hear that either, Carl. And
where
did
you catch that? Because I didn't catch any of that.
I didn't see that either. I mean,
Charlie Johnson was a little sore, they said, but he's doing well.
Yep. That was all because he just landed on a really tough field that
really
was like cement.
Angle too.
Yeah. He'll be fine. That was just almost like a stinger. I felt like, you know what I mean? Like that just.
Ben, that was the first thing I talked about. So go back, rewind the tape, and check it.
Wow, Spin! Boy, Spin! He's trying. He tries to catch us on.
It's not my fault you weren't paying attention in class.
Right.
The very first thing of around the league was Ben Johnson getting the coaching job. Matter of fact, one of the very first things we talked about was Ben Johnson getting that coaching job.
Boom, roasted.
That's right. Sorry, Mike, you jumped the gun.
I'm Prison Mike.
I guess you casually brought it up. Yes, casually brought it up. Talked about it and then went into around the league later. We need to re-sign Mac. He's reliable, lovable. Like, my favorite part about Mac is he runs both special teams and receiver, and he's a really good 4-5 receiver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to lean on him as an everyday receiver, but man, in clutch situations, he usually comes up pretty big, and I love that about him.
Dude, like I was so wrong on that signing. Mikey was so right. I told you I'll eat crow when I'm wrong. And Mikey was 1,000% correct. And liking that signing. I hope he resigns. He's him and Ty Johnson.
I heard somebody say this, and I don't remember where I heard it. They said Mac Hollins is who we so badly wanted. What's his name from last year? The guy that came from Miami. I can't think of his name. He was on the team last year, and he kept dropping balls.
The guy from Miami.
Yeah, he came from Miami. He came from 49ers, then Miami. He was a special teams guy. I cannot think of his name now.
Oh, Trent Sherfield.
Yeah, Sherfield. They said Mac Hollins is what we wanted Sherfield to be.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense. I
thought that was one of the best analogies. Yes, that's
that for yes, but I will say this about Mac. It's not only about what he does on the field, it's his presence and his demeanor, his attitude. I just feel like that. I don't know what it is. It's like good mojo. He carries that with him. Right? He goes to the locker room and
he's grounded to the earth, my man.
Yeah, and he has this is a big moment, right? He comes in dressed in Fred Flintstone, and right, you would think this guy. It maybe some people might be like, oh, what a he's not taking it serious, but he's relaxed. That's Mac Hollins, and I think he is almost in a way getting the rest of the locker room in that vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I like it, man.
But
I want Mac Hollins.
Everyone who's played with him says he does that in every locker room.
And he brings it, by the way. Not only that part, but then he brings it on the field.
Yeah.
And boy, he has a lot of juice,
feisty.
Man.
He's feisty.
He is feisty as shit.
I did see that spin. And when you said Shaq Lawson, I was going to bring it up. He tweeted, he said, man. He said he was sad. He said
I like him too.
I felt like
I do.
I was there with him. He said he was he's a little sad that he's not here with the boys doing this. He was hyped up for him though, and he felt like he was part of the win. I'm
glad Jordan came back though too.
I'm glad George's back. I'm glad Hyde's back.
Yeah, Hyde. Yeah,
guys,
Yep.
I mean, I would have been okay with Shaq taking a press.
He was a good player here.
Is
he was a good depth guy.
We have 5 DNs. Why?
Yeah, there was no room. Yeah, there was no availables. I get that part.
Me too. So at the end of the day, it's fun. It was fun.
It was. Man.
Do you have anything else for us tonight? I don't really have anything.
I don't, man. Listen, guys, man, it's been a hell of a ride.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
We never did.
Oh, you're right. We're not done. Shame on us, right? And I'm shocked Spin didn't pop in and yell at us.
He says he's off tonight. He says, I'm just way off today.
All right. So here we go.
The good. The bad. The ugly.
Way to bury the lead, Mikey. Good, bad, and ugly. Touche.
Oh, my God. By the way, before we move on, one more thing. Almost 2,300 people on X watching us tonight. This might be one of our busiest nights. And me and Mikey said going into this podcast before we went live, it probably won't be a big turnout because of the
national championship game.
Right. And we have one of our biggest turnouts on X at 2,300 people watching. So for those that are watching on X, once again, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity tonight.
Please
watch
come
us
over to YouTube and subscribe, share. We do things other than on Mondays.
Exactly. A lot of cool stuff going on.
Yep.
So thank you again.
Come on over. Thank you all. All right, the good, bad, ugly. We'll start with the good, and I'm going to start on the defense. Our defensive line showed they had a pulse. We talked about it Friday, Tommy, where we said that we needed the defensive line to step up.
Wait a minute. You know what you get with that, right? You freaking spin you. Oh my God.
Tommy,
I love you guys. I love you guys. Yes, I think I do. So get out of here with that spin.
He's off today. We're just gonna leave him. We're just gonna leave it that way. Winning's always fun. Winnings is always fun. Ain't that the truth?
It is.
What's your number when we head to the Super Bowl? Woo, doggy! Can't wait for when we head to the Super Bowl. So we'll start with the D line. We're gonna get props out there. Ed Oliver was a monster. I thought Daquan Jones played his best game of the season.
Absolutely.
AJ Epinesa, I didn't catch it in the first live, but on the rewatch, Epinesa popped big time. Big time.
Yeah.
Then we had Groot making some splash plays. We had Vaughn making splash plays.
Yeah, he did.
Our linebackers, we went to 3 linebacker set a bunch yesterday.
I loved it. And we were talking about plays.
That. Yes.
We said that on Friday Night Lights. We would like to see that. And you know what? I say it again. I said it earlier this season. I think Sean McDermott secretly watches our Friday Night Lights. He comes on here. He takes some advice. He writes it down. And he, puts it in his notes. And I'm glad he listened to us.
Yeah, he played that. Well, obviously not, because we keep saying give Keon.
You're right. Well, listen, I didn't say he listens to everything. Yeah, I didn't say he listens to everything. I told you, he writes notes down. He takes some things into consideration. Okay.
Spin comes in, and we're gonna see what he says. Good McD defense, running backs, Allen, O-line, Bass, Smiley. Yes, that's not a typo. That is great. That is great. Oh God, I love that movie. He says that's something Rico would do. Screw these man.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yikes. Oh.
Rough. Okay. So then we talked about the linebackers. I thought our secondary was ho-hum. They were neutral.
Exactly. That's where I have them. Yeah.
They kind of got beat, but the scheme led to what they were. I thought our safeties were good. I thought our corners were just okay.
Yeah, they didn't have the greatest game. That's for sure.
No, but
I almost feel like,
because we didn't stop them once outside of the turnovers.
Yeah,
they did not punt one time.
I talked about this in the takeaways video I did. I almost feel like the whole game plan was, and it seemed like it. I mean, I know it was. It was just to let Lamar beat us in the passing game, and we are gonna just do what we need to do against Derrick Henry. And I'm not saying that that should take away from what they did. But it seemed like exactly. So it was watch the running backs, right? Watch Lamar. And if they make some passes on us, it is what it is. But we're not going to let them
make them beat us through the air.
Yes. We're not allowing what happened in week 4 to happen again. And if we have to give up some passing yards by doing so be it. And I think that's exactly what happened. Now, I don't think that's going to be the game plan versus the Chiefs, right? They're a totally different. They don't run the ball like the Ravens do, right? They don't have that dynamic, one-of-a-kind running back who will just, absolutely bulldoze you. And they don't have a Lamar Jackson. Patrick Mahomes is fucking awesome, right? But they're 2 different quarterbacks in the way they play, right? Mahomes is not doing an RPO and taking off. And now, mind you, he will take off here and there, but he's not Lamar Jackson, where he's going to take it to the house. Not even close. So we will have a different scheme. And I believe you will see better.
They do have some speed on the outside, though, with Worthy and Hollywood.
No, they do. I'm just saying, right. I think the passing game is now it's flipped, right? Now we're going to have to, and I think you will see that zone more.
I think we'll go back to nickel. We're going to see. Nickel. We're not going to see the 3 wide receiver or the 3 linebacker sets unless it's
exactly
in the red zone. But outside of that, it's fine.
Yep.
T-Dub says, why can't our receivers get wide open? They do get wide open at times. It's scheme. It's all scheme related. When we run our 4x1s, we get guys wide open all the time. It's just when we don't run the scheme correctly that they're not.
And we have totally pretty much taken away the deep ball.
Deep ball, yeah.
Especially the deep ball. I mean, we very, very rarely throw it. I mean, it's crazy. If you go back,
become a ball control offense.
And that's really why too. I mean, if you see Josh's turnovers, they're way low, and that's because we're just not. The mindset was to take what the defense is giving you. Josh plays smart, and we're gonna do this as a team, right? And when we need you to play like that, all right, we'll call upon you. Josh said, "Okay, let's do it. If that's what it takes to win, I'm on board." And that's what I meant about everybody is on board, and that's why it's working. Because Josh could have been like, no, you know what? I'm chucking it deep, right? Like, and he's not. He hasn't been that. He's been going with the plan, and the plan's worked out. I gotta give. We're in the AFC Championship game, so it's clearly working. So keep it going.
We'll get to that one, Scotty. We'll get there. Henry is not an all-in-one RB. He's a pure power.
No, that's not true, Spin. He's a one-on-one, man.
But you're not throwing him the ball.
Oh, that's true. I get that, but he is a one-of-one as far as speed, power.
But I think what he's saying, he's not all around.
Oh yeah. I'm with you.
He's a power back with speed.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's definitely not up there with the best like pass catcher running backs. I get that.
3-1 pass play was sweet that Buffalo did against the Ravens. I love our 4x1s because they give guys wide open. I don't know why we don't run those more, but that's another story for another day. Who had the best ball control offense? Tom Brady and Belichick. Exactly, and that's what we've become. Last year was Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They ball controlled and played strong defense and won a Super Bowl with it.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go back. So we talked about the defense as the good. On the offense, I thought the offensive line was fantastic. I loved our offensive line play yesterday. The fact that we
showed up.
The back-to-back weeks, we played the number 1 and number 2 rushing defense, and we still ran on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
physical.
Once again,
Cromer,
and I gotta say,
shout out. That's a Cromer shout out.
Absolutely, Cromer's been. We said it though when we re-signed. Remember, Cromer was here. Right, he was here in the past, and our offensive line was really good. When we rehired him, we said, "Watch this offensive line now. Give him at least another year." Because remember, when he first came here, it wasn't really his offensive line. He was kind of working with what he had. Mm-hmm. But once that offseason came, where he had more say in who they were drafting, who they were picking up free agents, boy, oh boy, the shit changed, and it changed really quick. And you see how the importance is of having a really good offensive line coach does compared to the old offensive line coach and Bobby Johnson, who was fucking terrible. Okay. So yeah, man, I'm with you, Mikey.
That's a shout out to Cromer.
Shout out and shout out to the line too for
that's what I'm saying. The line and Cromer
they came to play again. Yeah, they had a mission. They did it against Denver because you remember Denver's. Yeah, sorry.
Who our defensive line coach would be? I'd be shouting him out too because they came to play as well.
Yeah,
I just don't know who our defensive line coach is.
Maybe Spin will answer that. He knows a lot.
Spin says, Tommy, after the first pass to Henry, all I want to do is tell you, look how dynamic Henry is because he dropped the first one. That was an underthrown ball.
And it wasn't the greatest pass. Now, should he have called it? Of course. But yeah. But I was going back to the offensive line. I felt like I said it last week in the wild card game against Denver. I thought that was the best I've seen them all year. Now, mind you, they've been playing really good, but I thought that was the most aggressive trying to prove a point going against Denver's defense that everybody was talking about, right? And I felt like they took that same mojo, that same attitude into the Ravens game where everyone was talking about the Ravens defense, right? Like, same thing. They had a point to prove, right? And they did just that. So they're bringing an extra juice, I feel like, in the playoffs here. And I want to see that because I want to see that keep going. We're going to need it, especially, guess what? It don't get any easier. Right?
Now here comes Chris Jones and crew.
Yeah. So I need that same
energy,
attitude, that same energy. I need that against the Chiefs. You have to bring that because they are tough. That's a tough defense.
Wait, what was the question? I missed it. It did hit his hands, so he should have caught it, but he also did have to reach back and down to catch it.
Exactly.
Someone that big who's not an actual natural receiver.
Correct.
It's a tough catch for him.
But I
should have caught it.
Yeah.
Looks like Hyde's playing next weekend. Hyde is not playing next weekend.
Yeah, sorry to break the news to you, but McDermott already came out and
said absolutely. He said absolutely not. Right, I will not be suiting up.
I mean, he couldn't have made it more
abundantly clear. Stop asking me. He's not suiting up this year.
I mean, man, geez. Well, I wish he would have said that. I mean, okay. To be fair, he kind of did hint that when Micah Hyde signed her. He kind of hinted to that.
But he didn't come out and say it. He just hinted
No,
at it.
but he kind of hinted it. If you go back and watch it, it was almost like he was angry that he even thought this guy would even remotely have a chance of playing. These guys are, he ain't taking anybody's job. These guys have their job. I'm like, whoa, calm down, McDermott. Because I think he wanted to get that out of the way. Yeah.
John said, we'll see. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he magically decides to suit him up because I think he's the best safety on our team.
I agree.
I would love to see him suited up. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I don't
Scott,
think it was
I'm
ever
with you. I think we have. I don't know if we have the best trio. We have one of the best trios because there's a few teams that have really good trios. Like the 49ers trio is really good.
No, yes, I agree. But we're up there.
Yeah,
we're up there.
Yeah, we're up there with the trio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we'd be
the
more
Lions
up
trio is really good too.
I think we'd be higher on that list, Mikey. Oh, yeah, Lions too. I think we'd be higher on that list if we ran the ball more, if we gave Ray Davis more opportunities in the regular season. You know what I mean? Because when he had his opportunities, he shined. It just, we seemed to, some games we just didn't want to get him involved. So,
yeah, the 49ers, doesn't matter who you put back there. It's like they're like the Denver Broncos of old with Mike Shanahan.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you put back there. They're all going to look good.
Exactly.
Carlton says more records in the Ravens game. Josh Allen tied the record for the third most postseason rushing touchdowns by a QB. It was Allen's sixth, which tied him with John Elway, Hurts, and Steve McNair. That's awesome. Allen just sets records every time he steps foot on the field.
Every time.
What he does.
I'm not even
what he does
anymore.
Okay, so back to the good.
Yeah.
We talked about the O-line. I thought Shakir was really good. You know, he caught 6 of 7 balls for 67, a lot of tough catches.
Yep.
I thought Josh played under control and was good. He didn't have high stats, but he made the plays when we needed to make the plays.
Yep.
So that was my good. I want to give a shout out to Sean McDermott. I thought he was really good yesterday. Bobby Babich. I thought the game plan and their game plan was to create turnovers by any means necessary, and they succeeded off of that.
Right.
You know, like they gave up 400 yards, but you know what? They gave up 25 points and caused 3 turnovers. You know, more power to you.
That's been the story of the defense all year. But go ahead.
Yeah, the bad was second half situational football, because I don't think Joe Brady was horrible, but second half situationally, like on third downs and in the red zone, like some of the play calls were really bad. The defense down the stretch on that last drive was really bad.
Yeah, I think the second half, the defense, Mikey, started to crack. I think it's going to happen, right? The offense was 3 and out multiple times. And there's eventually Derrick Henry's going to start to soften you down, wear you down. It was showing in that second half. He was starting to almost break some runs off, right? And our defense was cracking. And the problem was the offense wasn't responding well in the second half. So I really go back to that first half, Mikey. That cushion, that 11-point cushion, was massive in this game. Saved us. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Another bad was, and you know, you may disagree with it. I thought Keon Coleman. I don't disagree with it. Yeah, I'm with you. When Josh gives you those 50-50 balls, like he's letting the defenders out bully him, and that's like what his calling card.
Yeah, shouldn't be. I don't give a fuck if he's holding on to you or not. Like, make a play.
Go up and get that damn ball.
At least try. Yeah, or at least put more effort into.
Like the ball was perfectly thrown, and he just granted he got his arms pulled, but he shoved them down. You need to get your hands up faster.
You got to put more effort into it. Like that's something that I would see from Gabe Davis.
Yep.
Last year, right? Like the effort wasn't there for some reason.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Those are my main bads. I didn't want to pick on the secondary too much.
Okay.
Oh, good. I forgot. Special teams outside of the coverage units, which I never think is good. Martin,
scary.
Bass nailed it. I'm not going to give Smiley. I'm not going to say Smiley because I don't think I'll never give him the credit for Bass making a 51-yarder or Martin kicking really good. But our coverage units were kind of shoddy, and that's always scary.
It's been, I rather, honestly, at this point, I just wish Bass would kick him in the end zone.
Spin. I don't think Smiley had a better day than Brady. Brady did get us a 21-point lead, or 21 points in the first half. Did he have a better second half? You can argue that.
Yeah. I have him neutral. Like if I were doing stock up, stock down. Like I gave stock up to
Smiley
McDermott and Babbage.
Job. He should be the Jets head coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Bass was not ass. Bass was good.
No, Bass has actually been good since mid-December. He's been fine. So maybe he's gotten out of whatever funk he was in. We're hoping, because I don't listen. I want him to be. I don't want a kicking competition. If the guy would just be what we think he can be,
well, he's paid to be.
Then, or is paid. Yeah, that too. Paid to be. Then cool, man. Like you'll be here until your contract runs out. But I need to see that consistency. That's all. Yeah. Keep it going, Bass.
Keep it going. And then the injuries.
Damn it. Yep, I know.
You know, well, the good thing is it doesn't seem like there was anything major that came out of this, but injuries.
Right,
man.
Day to day. That's honestly, that's great news, guys. Like, I mean,
as good as you could ask for.
As good as you can ask for when a guy's leaving on a cart. I mean, that's never good. So I
think we can run better on the Chiefs than the Ravens. I absolutely agree with that. I think we match up better with the Chiefs than anybody in the league. Like the Chiefs, Nick Wright says it best. The one team he didn't want to see in the championship game was the Buffalo Bills. He was hoping we got knocked off before they got to us.
He knows
because we match up with them the best out of anybody.
We match up the best. We know them. It seems like the best. Mm-hmm. We've had the best dog fights against them. We've given them some rough battles, man. Though we've come out on the losing end
in the postseason.
If you're in the postseason, that is. If you're a Chiefs fan, you look back at that game and go, damn, you know what? I respect that team because that team took us to the
brink.
to the brink. So we're gonna do the same thing here. So that's why, like, I hope that Chiefs fans, at least the respectful, the ones that really know football and know how these two teams play each other, don't come in here and talk shit, you know, and understand. At least just come in here and be, hey, you know what? We respect each other. And leave it at that, right? But that's at the end of the day, man. These two teams know each other very well, Mikey. And it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a war. And we just got to bring it. We got to bring it. We got to put everything on the line in that game. We cannot hold anything back, bro. At the end of the day, McDermott needs to coach to win in that game. Same with Brady, Babbage. I mean, they need to bring their best game plan, and these players need to look in the mirror and just say, what can I do to be better? And go out there and do it. That's it.
Just
that's it.
Bring the nasty. That's what I want.
Bring it. Just bring it. I mean, this is it.
Ben, we did run for 147 on the Ravens, and we ran for like 160 something on the Broncos. So overall, we tend to. That's the number one, number two run defenses, and we ran on them.
Yeah,
we are a running team now, guys.
No, man. KC's been honestly, for the most part, we've had pretty good fans that from KC. I have not had many, honestly, and they owned us. Game. They could. Yeah.
Tommy.
Holy shit, they just scored?
Yep, it was a one-score game and got the 2 point.
Wow. So, hey.
4:15 left.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time in college football.
Yes, it is.
Listen, man, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. That's why I always say put the pedal to the metal.
Yes, Carl, I don't disagree with that. But he's also a realist when he says he doesn't want to see Buffalo, against his Chiefs.
Dude, you know what's funny? The Nick Wright thing, when I first started this channel, Mikey, before we met, the year before we met, I did this in 2020. We met in 2021, I believe. The Nick Wright poem.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was really what got the channel going. That was the first video that popped off, right? Not the greatest. I wrote, of course, I made it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I still love it because I'm not a poem expert by any means, but I wrote it. You know, I'm not, but I'm proud of it because it was my first, video that kind of took off. Not that it has crazy amount of views, but it started the channel. It really started this channel off, to be honest with you, because I wasn't doing a lot of content, and it wasn't a lot of good content at the time. So, but it just I hated Nick Wright with a passion. back in 2020, dude. And I had to make that poem.
By the way, that ended my good, bad, and ugly segment.
Oh man, I gotta hit you with that. Mikey. Let's see here. Where is
I'm Prison Mike.
That's right. She also says if we follow the Brady Belichick model, we should win a few Super Bowls. Hopefully, give me one in my lifetime. That's all I want. If we get more than that, great. I just need at least one.
Yep.
Let's go Buffalo.
Yeah, somebody from X.
Bills.
There we go.
Yes.
Yep, go Bills.
His co-hosts are getting more irritating than Nick. Wrong. They really are. And Broussard was the worst. Like, I wanted us to beat the Ravens so bad because Broussard was such a hater all year long.
I've never liked that guy. Never.
All the other haters on all the other networks didn't show up today. Broussard showed up and took his L.
All right. Well, then I'll respect that. He
apologized, made a sandwich for the Bills and the Mafia, and my bad. I did not believe in you guys, and all the other ones didn't show up.
I'll take that.
Like I would love to hear what Ed Reed had to say when he said Josh is the easiest person to game plan against because if you hit him, he won't be accurate all game long.
God.
Keystone said this is the easiest game plan you have. Get 17 on the ground. Like, you don't think every team tries to get 17 on the ground?
Right.
It's easier said than done, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Sparks coming in, went through 4 losses. It's time for us to win it all. I'm guessing you're talking about the 4 Super Bowl. And so when I started watching Buffalo Bills football, it was 1989. We lost against the Browns in the divisional game, I believe it was. And I just started watching football then. And then of course we went to the Super Bowl the following year. And it was so weird, Mikey, like being a young fan at that time, because I was just learning the game. You know what I mean? And you don't really understand how hard it is to get to a Super Bowl, right? At that time, like, because you're young, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Super Bowl, it's easy, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, now we get it. As an adult, you understand how difficult it is to reach a Super Bowl, right? And boy, were we really like that was unbelievable. Like I don't know what to say. Like, getting to 4, even though we lost them all. I
didn't appreciate it at the end.
It was
time.
That's what I'm saying. You don't appreciate.
I appreciated it during our drought era.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, because I was mad at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was not even mad. I was more heartbroken because I was a kid. You know what I mean? But
me too.
Looking back, like, my God, you don't realize like how spoiled we were by getting to how hard it is. You guys know now. And yeah, it sucks. And we should have won the 1990 against the Giants. We should have won that Super Bowl. I don't think we would have won the other ones. I thought Dallas was just dominant. And I thought Washington was just a special year that year for them. And maybe that Washington team is like our team now. There's like a special team that's kind of playing together, right? Because they didn't have a great team. They had aging players. Mark Rippon wasn't the best quarterback, but he had a great year. And maybe that this year, man, we're like just a special team with one special player in Josh Allen, and the rest guys just following along.
I don't know if you're watching this game, but they're running Will Howard like he's Josh Allen right now.
So it's no, I'm not, because I'm talking to you, but it's 31-23, 2 minutes and 40
They're
seconds.
They're running Will Howard over and
10.
over like he's Josh Allen, running powers.
Oh boy.
Like, it's wild.
What's going on here, though? The coach seems pissed at Notre Dame. Did something happen? I mean, I'm a little behind, probably. Something happened.
I think you're ahead of me.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have 2:40 on the clock. What do you have?
2:49.
Oh, okay. There's a timeout going on right now.
It just seems like fans are like war.
Second. 2:49. They just run for a first down. He was mad because the guy got sucked in and Will Howard ran on the outside. So now it's 2nd and 10 with 2:40 left, and they're driving.
Geez, you got to get a stop here.
Yeah, and you're right, T-Dobbs. At the end of the day, the sports media is all about just content, so they have to find ways to make content.
Oh, absolutely.
The easiest way is to poke the Mafia and watch them go.
But everything is kind of clickbait. Not even clickbait. I'm sorry. Everything has to be like in your face now. And by the way, but that's
all they do.
On YouTube, though, Mikey, it's turning into that too. I gotta say, like YouTube, like, and I'm not gonna call anybody out, but I'm just saying, like, there's channels that are they're the way they are. Like it's over the top reactions in your face. Like everything has to be, guy acting like a fool. But people, I don't get it. But that's what people are attracted. Like I don't know if it's a younger crowd they get attracted to that.
It is.
It's just, to me, it's foolishness. I can't do it.
Do you like to watch the car wreck?
Exactly. That's all it is, right? Like a guy making a fool of himself. When it's clearly, by the way, when you're old and you get it and you've been there, you know it's fake as fuck. Like there's no way that like it's clearly a character he's pulling. You know what I mean? But I guess that's what people like. I don't know, but that's what sports media is turning into now. Everybody has to be, it's in your face. It's all these wild, hot takes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's extreme now. And now what's even crazier is you got like networks like kind of like battling each other. Right?
So you have
suing each other and like all these crazy stories.
No, it's the internal battles at each of these networks.
Well, that too. You're right. But I think, you know what though? I call BS on it. I think it's all for ratings. I think it's all for absolutely, because I'm going to tell you this and we'll get out of here. No, but I'm going to tell you this quick story and we'll get out of here soon. But Ocho did a thing on, or let me take this back. They signed Shay, whatever his production people. Mm-hmm. They signed Ocho's ex-wife or ex-fiance to a contract to be a podcast, right? And Ocho went on Twitter X and was like, "Yo, that's fucked up. Like, you're signing her. You know what I mean? You didn't come to me first. Okay, you know what? I see how it is." And people ran with it, right? And he goes, "You know what? I'll start my own podcast." Well, what does that happen, right? It causes a bunch of people to get involved in the story. Oh shit! Oh, Ocho's done with this. He signed his ex-fiance, right? So everybody is tuned in to that show on, I think it was a Monday night, right? Is Ocho going to show up, right? All these videos people making of Ocho's left Shay and all that. So they're on together. So he showed up, right? And they're like, "All right, we're going to address it real quick. I'm going to get it out of the way. We're going to talk about this." Bro is all an act. The fucking fiance is right in the same room. She comes on the camera. You see? It was all bullshit. And that's what I'm telling you. It's all for like to get your guys' attention. So look, I got baited in. Will he show up? What will happen?
I don't care.
I'm just saying.
I don't follow it enough for that.
I know you don't, but I'm Mikey. My point is, all that is for people to watch, right?
It's all about monetary. People are losing their moral compass nowadays.
Yes. It's all it's about now, right? The crazier the story, the crazier the antics, people will be curious and want to watch. And that's why I keep saying to you guys out there, don't listen to the outside noise.
Don't get sucked in.
Don't get caught up with it, because most of it's bullshit. Right. And if you get sucked into it and it bothers you, that's exactly what they want. They want it. They love it. Okay. So, yeah.
Tell me, what do you think wrestling is?
But I know wrestling's right. But wrestling is fake. We all know that. Wrestling is a soap opera for men and kids. Like, we all know that with action.
That's what
never
these
been
networks are.
But that's what you're right, Spence. So if that's where you're going with, that is what they're turning into. They are turning into a soap opera. Storylines in
how do we make
sports.
Money? Create a fake issue, make money.
Exactly.
So it happens in the music industry too. They fake like they're beefing. They all make a bunch of money, and they,
over the top. Let's do this. Let's do that to make it pop. Right. I get it.
K-Gun Scooter, AFC Championship, baby. We're going to the game.
Let's get to it. We are, and we're going to be previewing that game. Friday Night Lights, guys, at 9 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Wednesday at 8 is Mafia Talk with Jay and Big Cuz. So they'll be recapping the Baltimore Ravens game, and they'll be previewing the Chiefs game. You don't want to miss that either. Last week, they did a phenomenal job. I think it was one of their best live shows all season long. So go support them on the channel as well. That's Wednesday at 8.
All right. Let's head out of here.
All right, guys. Hey, once again, man, it's busiest. I think this might have been one of the busiest nights that we were not expecting it to be busy. almost 2,500 people on Twitter, on X, and all together, yeah, and to YouTube total. Yeah, we unbelievable love the YouTube turnout
as well.
Obviously,
Tommy doesn't. Mikey does.
No, I love you guys. Hey, who replies to all of you guys? All right, so stop that.
Don't forget, Mikey's the one running the chat.
Yeah, that is true too. Yeah, it's true too. He doesn't tell me they're not all super chats. No, I'm just joking. We love all of y'all, man. We appreciate all y'all. Callie, Spin, T-Dubs, Beth, Scott, everybody. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. You guys rule. Bills Mafia, I love you. And we're out of here, man. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Peace.